I think we're ready to start now. So today we're going to be covering some great topics. But before we start, we're going to introduce ourselves. My name is Alex, and I'm the CPA sales specialist here at Grand Slam Media.
And I'm Richie, and I'm the business intelligence specialist here.
So our itinerary for the day is going to be keyword targeting, which will be followed by Richie taking you through some emerging markets and geos that we think you guys should be taking advantage of. And then I'll close us out today by showing you guys how to take advantage of our amazing advanced statistics function in Adnium. But let's get started with keyword targeting. Keyword targeting is a form of interest-based advertising that, when taken advantage of, can result in a more cost-effective targeted campaign. Keyword targeting is very easy to use in Adnium. When you start a new campaign, on the first page at the bottom, you'll see a block at the bottom that says keyword targeting. And all you need to do is put in your keyword, hit enter, and then continue in that fashion to add all your keywords. You can add a maximum of 10 keywords per campaign. So I'll give you an example of how keyword targeting would work. If I had a MILF pay site product that I wanted to push, I would target keywords such as MILF, mature, and cougar, because I think users would want to buy a subscription to a MILF site and they would be searching those words when they are browsing. When should you be using keyword targeting? I would be using keyword targeting when you're trying to push a more niche offer, for example, a shemale, ebony, or hentai product, because you will want to target users who are interested in those niches. This is especially useful when you're buying run-of-network campaigns, because these campaigns tend to send a lot of impressions and can end up spending a lot. But if we're using keyword targeting, you're able to eliminate some impressions that aren't relevant to your ads, which will result in a more cost-effective campaign that you can test longer, and you can gather the data you need to find profitable sources. There's also times when I think keyword targeting is not the right option, and that's when you need more volume for your campaigns, because sometimes more volume in a campaign will give you those desired conversions that you want, but keyword targeting tends to make the traffic pool a lot smaller, and if you're only getting a few clicks with your campaign, it'll fall out of focus, and it's usually not worth your time to be working on that campaign. So don't be afraid to open up your campaigns with no keywords and test the whole site, because sometimes that's what you need to get your conversions flowing through. So don't be afraid. Test both keyword targeted campaigns and non-keyword targeted campaigns in order to get the results that you want. And so now Richie is going to take you through emerging markets and some geos that he feels that you guys need to be taking advantage of in Adnium.
All right, so here, one second. All right, so in this segment, we want to look at where the user growth is. So what we're looking here is more at the emerging markets and the small cap markets. You can, if you're worried that you don't have any offers to promote in these networks, you can check almost any affiliate network, and they're going to have hundreds of offers in these networks, in these countries, especially in the mobile space. Mobile is where this is huge. So if you look at this simple chart that we've created, we've taken the time to already remove United States, Germany, United Kingdom, all these like fiercely competitive, well-established countries. So that's going to leave us with the emerging and small cap markets. So these blue bars from left to right, they represent the percent of total impressions within our network from those countries. And then beside that, we have these gray bars, which represent the percent of total advertisers in those countries. So what we're looking for here are a large blue bar coupled with a small gray bar, and that's going to show us where the opportunities are. So we've taken the time to already highlight, in green, China, the Philippines, Egypt, and Algeria. And because these countries fall into like the top 20 of amount of traffic within our network, but also have some of the smallest advertiser representation. So that's where you're going to be able to find like your pockets of profit, and where you're going to be able to test your campaigns without a lot of competition and your bid getting sniped out from under you every 30 seconds. We've also highlighted in yellow on the left left side there, Korea. So although it doesn't have the lowest percent of total advertisers, the sheer volume of traffic there is going to provide ample opportunity for you to, again, find those pockets of profit. And that's really all we wanted to show you with this simple graph. So just to reiterate, capitalize on these emerging markets, these small markets where the competition isn't as fierce, and it's going to give you a higher likelihood of finding a campaign that's profitable. And now I'll pass it back to Alex.
Okay, great. So before I start, I'm going to pass over our Adnium webinar mascot to Richie, Mr. Jacques. And what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be looking at the advanced statistic function in Adnium, which is one of my personal favorite things in Adnium. So when you start to run a network campaign, you're trying to test everything in the network pretty well. But when you have that much traffic coming through your one campaign, it's a lot of data to sift through, and it can be overwhelming to figure out what's working and where. So look, if you take a look at this example campaign I have right here, these are all the sites that I've bought. There's a lot of conversions, there's money, there's a lot of metrics going on, but how can we make sense of it? With Adnium's advanced statistics, we can take a site that we're looking at, which we'll look at UK SnapSex right here. We can take our ID, and then we can press this right here, which is the advanced button, and that'll drop down another menu where we can build our own report, and we can look at traffic and data that is relevant to this site. So I've already pre-filled this, but we're going to be looking at UK SnapSex, which is this ID, and maybe we want to see what countries are converting in this campaign. After we wait a bit, we will get our data. Yes, but we can see that we have a lot of conversions in France right here. We're making a good amount of money, but maybe we want to isolate this campaign out in its own individual whitelisted campaign and work on it on a more micro level. So now that we know that France is working for us, we can add another filter to our campaign with the country we're curious about. And let's break it down by OS. So you see here that we have most of our conversions are coming from Android. It's doing very well. We have a great conversion ratio. But now maybe we're curious which creatives of ours are converting on France's Android traffic for UK SnapSex. So we're just going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to add another filter. And then we're going to break it down by creative.
There we go.
There we go. So now we can see which creatives that we were running in this Run a Network campaign with over 100 sites. We can see that these 4 creatives were giving our conversions for the filters that we put up top. So now what you can do is you can take this data, duplicate your Run a Network campaign, whitelist the site, and fill out the targeting options. And now you can build a campaign with confidence knowing that you have the right creatives to give you a profitable campaign. And you can also toggle your y-axis and your x-axis on your graph here if you want to see something different. But yeah, advanced statistics are one of the best things going in Adnium right now. You can do a lot with them. You can get the data you want and ultimately make your campaigns more profitable using them.
And you're going to want to make a lot of variations of that one banner here that's really killing it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is already an optimized campaign, but
okay.
Yeah, but this function in Adnium is only usable if you set up with our conversion tracking, which I highly recommend. It's much easier to work with data when it's all in one place instead of 2 separate, like a tracker and a network.
Trying to join the tables is a nightmare.
Yes, it can be very difficult to work with. So set up your conversion tracking and you can utilize advanced statistics to make your campaigns more profitable. I believe that's all we're going to cover for today. And if you have any questions, please leave them in our chat and we'll try to get to them. So we'll leave a bit of time before we shut this off. The question's always for Jacques.
Hey, Dimitri, I'm here. What?
If you're interested, we're setting up a PUBG game later tonight. I think
Yeah, pretty good.
We can sign off. We have no questions.
No more questions? Okay, if you have any questions, you can reach out to anyone on the Grand Slam team. But until next time, we'll say goodbye.
Goodbye.